time to become the best version of yourself and help others do the same. It's Monday morning and we're talking success.
Good morning, Soul family. Today is August 21st. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. My name is Jordan Peterson. I'm coming at you live from our Soul Studios here in Pleasant Grove, Utah. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Life is good. We got a great group out with us today. If you are watching live right now, make sure you chime in and let us know what you're doing or where you're at or how the weather is or anything like that so we can get your name into the bucket of fun and see if you're feeling lucky today and see if you can win something, because we got some good stuff we're giving away today. Last week we gave away some books. I hope you guys got them. The Anatomy of Peace, we're going to talk a little bit more about that today. But with us kind of wrapping this up here in the next couple times, I thought we'd just get back to giving some swag away and make sure you guys are taken care of. Sound good? Here we go. First off, we've got the fantastic stadium blanket. Guys, high school sports are in full swing. We've got all sorts of good stuff going on with football and other sports as well. This is fantastic. You just set it down. You can either sit on it just like this for some extra cushioning. You can pull it out, pull it over yourself. If it gets a little chilly in the evenings, we'll get you taken care of, my friends. Next up, we've got, that's going to be like a mystery bag because there's some good stuff in here. Ooh. I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, that's just good stuff. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's your body, your mind, your life bag, canvas bag. It's so good, you guys. You need it. And I'm also going to give you another little bit of a mystery thing here. A mystery box. It kind of looks like that would fit in it, but I don't think that's not what it is. Oh yeah, that's not what it is, but it's a good one. So feel lucky, put your name in, let us know that you guys are good to go, and we'll get you taken care of. As always, today's episode brought to you by Cinemate because it's delicious and great for you, and it just is what I drink when I get in here in the morning, so it just makes my brain work. Do you guys ever have anything like that? It just makes your brain work. I'm telling you guys, so good. Leave it right there so you can keep looking at it. If you're coming at us from Southern California, I hope you guys are alive. I was reading my news feed this morning, and it was talking about you guys are getting a little bit of rain down there. It looks like in Vegas they're getting some rain too. So I hope you guys are good. I know that when the desert gets a little bit too much rain, we have a little bit of issue with flooding and mudslides and everything else. So I hope you guys are being safe and getting taken care of down there. Here in southern Utah, we're getting a little bit of rain. Right now it's a little bit overcast, but I don't think we'll see much of it. So Lisa says the news blew it way out of proportion. Now that sounds nothing like the news, Lisa. Come on. They never do that. Oh, that's funny. Well, good to hear. I'm glad you guys are doing well. All right. As always, we love to start this off with recognizing you guys for all the wonderful work you're doing and bringing new people into the Soul family. Here we go with our segment we call Rock and Roll. And the number 10, we have Carmen Hernandez. We also have Anna M. coming in at 9. We've got Yesenia Valenzuela. Ooh, I butchered that last name. Jose Luis Avina coming in at 7. We got Maria Favila coming in at 6. We've got Alvaro Guzman coming in at 5. Laura Magana coming in at 4. We've got Mariana Cabral coming in at 3. Last 2, we've got Veronica Martinez, a name you guys see often. And number 1, we've got Maria A. Morfin. Congratulations, guys. And good work, man. I'm just so excited for you. Looking over here at our comments, looks like Southern California had a 5.1 earthquake in Vicky's hometown. Got a little bit of rain. Good there in Moretta. Good stuff. Vegas, a little bit of flooding, but nothing major. Oh, that's good to hear. All right, just for way of information, the average enrollment order for this last week was $272.74. Looks like you guys are selling some good packages, which is great. As we well know, the more products we're on and the longer we're on them, the better results we get, which is what we're looking for, guys. Your Costa Rica fact today. You guys ready for this? I know it's going to blow you away with the weather. 80 degrees and rainy. It's going to be that way until probably November, and then it's going to clear out and be beautiful when we get there in December, guys. But that's just how it rolls. The high today is like 82, the low is 78. It's a perfect oasis down there, I'm telling you. As I mentioned last week, in every town, there's 3 things that are there in every single town: a soccer field, a pulperia, which is like a little corner store, and a church. Costa Rica is primarily a Catholic country. And interestingly enough, in Costa Rica, all the Catholic churches face west. Every single one of them in the whole country. That's because that puts the altar inside of the church facing east, which for them symbolizes Jesus Christ. So kind of a cool deal there. If you ever see churches there, you'll easily know which direction west is because that's the way the church faces. The oldest church still in use in Costa Rica is called the Iglesia de San Jose, and it was built in 1743. 1743, folks. That's older than the United States. So it's been there a long time, still in use right there in San Jose. It's kind of a cool deal. They got a lot of history there, which is such a fun thing. Now, jumping into our next little segment, what we like to talk about, we are going to talk about a product called Infatuate. And in this fantastic product called Infatuate, there is an ingredient called lucuma. And it's under our premium healthy fat blend, nutritional blend. Guys, this is awesome. If you are not into this, a lot of people just don't get enough of healthy fats in their diet. They get a lot of garbage fats, but this is so good for you. I love adding it to my shake in the morning. A couple scoops of Soul Complete, throw a scoop of this in there, a scoop of Soul Royal, a little bit of Excel. Guys, it's fantastic. So Infatuate's a great one if you haven't tried it. We're gonna leave it right there so you can look at it while we talk about lucuma. Now, lucuma is a unique and exotic fruit native to the Andean region of South America. Think Peru and kind of that area. It's considered a super fruit, and there's some great things about it. First off, it holds a rich historical significance. It's known as the gold of the Incas, and it's been cultivated for thousands of years. That's what's so fun about today. Like, we're finally got the science to be able to talk about and figure out why people have been using these great products for so long and great ingredients. And that is exactly where we're at. It says that Incas revered the fruit for its nourishing properties and considered it a symbol of fertility and longevity. Today, lucuma continues to be a cherished ingredient in traditional Peruvian cuisine. There's a Peruvian restaurant not far from our office here, and when we went there the other day, they had a new dessert. It was an ice cream flavored with lucuma, and it was fantastic. Smooth, not overly sweet, really, really good. Lucuma is a nutritional powerhouse. It's packed with essential nutrients. It also has an abundant source of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. It's rich in fiber. It aids in digestion. It helps regulate blood sugar levels. It also contains potassium, iron, beta-carotene, and which all promote overall well-being. It's a natural sweetener as well. The fruit's flesh has a unique flavor that combines elements of maple syrup, caramel, and sweet potato. And that a mixture, huh? This makes it an excellent alternative to refined sugar. It's often used as a natural sweetener in desserts, smoothies, and baked goods, providing a healthier option without compromising on taste. So if you want to give that a shot, I don't know where you buy it. I've never seen it at a grocery store, but there's some options there for you. It also has great skin benefits. It's a high antioxidant content, helps combat free radicals, reducing signs of aging and promoting a healthy, glowing skin, which we love. The fruit's antimicrobial properties may also help alleviate certain skin conditions like acne and eczema. Good thing there too, right? Last but not least, it's a great energy booster. It possesses a low glycemic index, meaning it releases sugar into the bloodstream at a slower rate. This makes it an ideal energy source for sustained endurance and preventing blood sugar spikes. It can give you a long-lasting energy boost, making it a value addition to pre-workout snacks and post-exercise recovery meals, which is what we love to hear about this. So anyway, if you haven't tried Infatuate, give it a shot. Really smooth, easy flavor. It's not overpowering. You can mix it into anything you're currently doing anyway, and it's such a great thing. There's a lot of diets now that are talking about getting a lot of fat in you, the keto and different things like that. So this is a great one to add to that as well. Sound good? Terry says it tastes slightly chocolatey. Yeah, it does. It has like a really nice soft taste to it, right? Terry says Infatuate helps control my eczema. And Lori likes to put it in her morning cinnamate. There you go. I love it. Erica says it's so great. I need it daily since moving to the desert. My skin feels so much better when I take it. Absolutely. Tamara Cole says I must have Infatuate every day. Energy is important in today's stressful world, Magdalene says. And Lydia says, I have a friend who adds Infatuate to her cinnamate with almond milk, hot, and enjoys it. She calls it her hot chocolate drink. There you go, right? Tammy says, every afternoon I love to have a cinnamate and Infatuate. Telling you, there's so many ways to do it. And when we came up with this, it wasn't like a natural thing. We're like, hey, this is going to be really good with a cinnamate. But it's so cool how these just work out, and they're just fantastic. So Nicole says Infatuate helps with sleep as well. I'm telling you, if you give your body what it needs, it's amazing how it just takes care of itself. And that's what's so great about our Soul products. It just gives your body what it needs, and then so many good things happen after that. Speaking of that, we got a great testimonial for that. It says, I have been taking Soul for about a year now and have felt some great results. I work in a high-paced environment and in front of a computer for hours, so I'm prone to constant stressors and becoming burnt out. Since I've taken adaptables, I've noticed I'm able to stay at it without becoming irritable. My stress level has really dropped, and the tension on my upper back I used to get hasn't been happening anymore. It's awesome, and I'm loving it. And we're loving it too. That testimonial is one that just sounds so just awesome, and we hear those types all the time because that's exactly what we have going on. I'm telling you, the adaptogenic herbs that we use give you results like that. Just help to battle the stresses that are going on in your life, whether they're internal or external, whether you got some sickness and other things going on inside, maybe whether you don't have enough nutrients going on, or you have the stressors from outside stuff as well, from crazy kids or spouses or work or anything else going on, news, anything else you got going on, right? So good. Now let's jump into, we've done all the great stuff so far. We've hit our swag, we've got our rock and roll done, hit our Costa Rica fact, product spotlight, testimonial. Now we are going to jump into what we like to look at as kind of a business or personal development section. And man, there's so many good things going on from this book. Again, if you haven't read it yet, this is the book we have been kind of dissecting and going over a little bit. It's not really like a read-a-thon where we're just kind of reading it together. There's just some principles of it that I really enjoy that I think help us understand not only how to work better in our own homes, which then creates better communities, which creates better cities and states and worlds and everything else, but I think there's some really applicable things going on here that help us as we deal with whatever conflict may arise in soul as well, in our organizations, with people we work with whatever there may be. Man, conflict is just everywhere, and we want to make sure that we are in a good spot. And so reading this book that says it's the #1 conflict resolution bestseller for over a decade, I believe it. There's some really good principles here. So we left off last time talking about a little bit about the conflict, and the story goes that these parents are at Camp Moriah. They've got their troubled teens there that they're trying to get some help on this wilderness experience, and they're trying to kind of get to the heart of the conflict. And the interesting thing I find is that these parents think it's just, we're just going to drop these kids off, they're going to get fixed. But then the instructors call the parents into a room and say, hey, for the next 2 days, we're just going to be working with you guys. And these parents are all bugged about it, like, we're not the problem. Our troubled kids are the problem. Why would we ever need to be in this situation and talk about this stuff? And so they're starting to figure out a little bit how they play a role in this whole thing going on. Now, it's interesting because there's one theme that goes on. A lot of these parents say, man, we just want our kids to be fixed. We just want our kids to be fixed. And they're like, well, what does fixed even mean, right? And that's an interesting thing, because I think when we look at the individuals that we work with in our organizations or alongside of us, we just would really like it if they just would do what we wanted them to do. In our mind, that's usually what fixed means. When people aren't doing what we want them to do, something's wrong with them naturally, never with us. And we just want it to be fixed, right? Have you ever noticed that in your life with your kids, with your spouse, or even with your organization here? I tell you what, being involved in this industry, I don't think there's any greater industry to help you with personal development, because you have a volunteer group of individuals trying to build businesses and be customers. You can't fire people, you can't do any of that stuff. It's just all about helping them become better, and in turn, helping yourself become better. So how in the world does that relate to soul? How do we fix people? And what does that even mean, right? I think those are good things to consider. And when you're considering why you want other people fixed, usually it just comes back to, I just want them to do what I want them to do. I don't care about them, right? And so that's an interesting thing to think about and put yourself in a position on, because then you'll start looking at things a little bit differently. There's a side story going on in this book. not only do we have parents in the room talking with the instructors and trying to work through all of their issues and kind of to see things from the other side, the other point of view, but we also have one of the students there that took off as soon as she got there. Her name's Jenny, and this story is taking place in Arizona. And as soon as they get there, she just takes off running because she doesn't want to be there. She feels like her parents are making her be there. She doesn't want to be there, and she takes off running in the heat of Arizona in the summer with no shoes on. So the instructors, they don't want her obviously to get hurt or get lost or anything, so they send a couple of the youth counselors after her. So after a few hours of running down Jenny, trying to catch up to her, they finally do. And they have a brief conversation with her, and they say, Jenny, man, we noticed you don't have any shoes on and your feet are bleeding. How about we get you some shoes? And Jenny says, no. And so they say, well, how about you take our shoes then? So they take off their shoes and offer them to Jenny, and Jenny says no. And she takes off running again. So these two youth counselors now, they're running barefoot, just like Jenny. They're in the same boat. They're doing the same things. They end up at a mall. And in that mall, Jenny runs into one of her old friends and starts talking. Now she's sitting there talking to this friend as these two youth counselors are standing behind her. And she's saying, oh yeah, my parents are so dumb. They're making me go to this camp thing and whatever else. And these people are wanting me to go. And oh, it's so terrible. And the friend looks down and notices they're all barefoot and their feet are all bleeding. And she's like, Jenny, what's going on with the no shoe thing? And she's like, well, I escaped and these guys started chasing me and they took off their shoes as well. And then I thought there was a really interesting phrase here. It says her friend looked at her and back at Jenny and said, I'd never run around the city barefoot for you, Jenny. And then we all started to laugh. And then her friend was like, but seriously, Jenny, maybe this thing will be a nice break for you. Figure some stuff out. It says we talked for a while after that until our friend had to go. And after we left, Jenny turned to us and said, okay, then tell me more about this camp. I thought that was a really interesting thing because there's going to be times where connecting with people, really all they want to know is that you're there for them. And then a lot of them will have an epiphany. Man, this person's doing more for me than a lot of other people that I've dealt with in the past. And even so, my old so-called friends wouldn't put their neck out and give me this much help or attention or try to figure things out with me as much. And I think that's a powerful moment for most people. And this is all driving to a moment, which we'll discuss next Monday, which is kind of what I would say the crux of a lot of the issues that we have and why we get ourselves in an interesting situation. But I thought that was just so interesting. I'd never run around this city barefoot for you, but seriously, maybe this thing will be a nice break for you. Maybe it'll be a nice break for you guys to find finally what you're looking for with your health, taking a product that gives you the things that you need so your body can combat whatever stressors that are putting pressure on it. Maybe it'll be a nice break for you that can finally start making a little bit of extra money to help take care of some bills or some expenses that you have. Or maybe it's that nice break that you're looking for that can put you in a position to be financially independent and put you in a spot where you can truly be free and have some time to do whatever you want to do and not what everybody else wants you to do. So there's some great things and lessons we can learn from this. If you haven't read it or listened to it, I highly recommend it. We're going to hit it up one more time, as I mentioned, next Monday, kind of come to the conclusion and the climax of how we kind of can resolve conflict and things that we can look at. Sound good? Awesome. Sounds like we're on a good spot. Karen says we all need a break. Amen to that. Absolutely. So good stuff, guys. I'm so glad you were able to join me this morning. Let's go ahead now and see who is feeling lucky. Looks like we got a good group on here, so I'm sure that, yeah, just as I suspected, we got a good group here. It doesn't help you guys' odds a ton because the more people on, obviously your odds go down a little bit, but I'm also a big believer in karma. So if you invite more people to come on with this, I think you kind of get that karma flowing that you might actually win anyway. So sound good? Minnie says emotionally, we all need other to be there for us. It makes the world's problems easier to deal with. No question. And Jody says, and patience. We all need patience. No question. All right, guys, here we go. Let's start off with the stadium blanket. I'm telling you, fall sports are underway. We've got girls soccer going on. We've got football, baseball still kind of wrapping up from the summer. Basketball is going to be starting soon. Stadium blanket's fantastic for all of those things. And here we go. Let's see who's feeling lucky. You can hear me mixing it up. Got a microphone right above this thing. And we are taking care of you guys today. Here we go. And the winner is Dolores Ancona, Granny D down there in Louisiana. Go watch your grandkids play some sports. keep the sun off you a little bit, maybe keep you warm if it gets a little chilly at night. We got our mystery bag, your body, your mind, your life canvas bag. Here we go. Mix it up again. I'm not looking. Here we go. Julianne Oaxaca, you have won, my friend. And last but not least, the mystery bottle. I'll say it's a bottle. Can you hear this? Seems like we got a little bit something going on in there. You can hear some metal clinking around. Tamara says in the Bible, the word compassion means a coming along the side. This really fits in with that. I agree. There's so many good lessons to learn in that book too, huh? And here we go. Last but not least. Lisa, did I break it? No, I didn't break it, Lisa. Come on. Let me double check though, just in case. Nope, didn't break it. It's still good. And here we go. The winner of this one is Kristen Brunius. Kristen Brunius, you got yourself the bottle. So you guys are all taken care of, my friends. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. You have some food to kind of chew on a little bit, some thoughts to go around on how we can become better in our organizations and at home. Hope that helps you a lot. As always, keep sharing soul. We sure love you, and we'll see you again next Monday.